sky. Hold on to your breath, hold on to your heart, hold on to your home. March up to the gate and bid it open.
So, one day I was standing on the corner of Flamingo Drive in Las Vegas, and my cell phone rang, and we were down there actually to work with 9 different dealers, art dealers in the Las Vegas area. And it was Eric Burdon of the Animals, and that was of the House of Rising Sun fame. You may or may not have watched a couple of the videos, The Voodoo Curse with the House of Rising Sun, and the actual description of the House of Rising Sun. And this is a real short story, but I was on the corner, and I get a call from Eric, and Eric said, "Hey, Ron, I noticed you had some contact with Nelson Mandela," and really, at that time, I really didn't have close contact with Nelson Mandela. I did through Dr. Jane Goodall, who I've claimed as my adopted mother, and through her approval, of course. But anyway, I said, "So what's up with Eric?" He says, "Well, Nelson Mandela is my biggest hero. Everything about Nelson is what I believe in. And being the rebel that Eric Burdon is, I could actually see that." And he said, "I had written a song called Lionized, and that was a song that was dedicated to Nelson Mandela." And he said, "You know, right now they're in the middle of filming a documentary of Nelson Mandela. I believe it was called The Long Walk to Freedom." And he said, "Could you possibly get a piece of music to him?" And I said, "Well, you know, I could, but you know, I knew of the piece that he was talking about. I had just read it about a week before." And I said, the producer is Anant Singh, and he is out of Hollywood." And I said, "Wouldn't it be better just to get him a copy of the piece?" And I said, I feel almost 100% I could get it to him, and that would be the person to get it to, as the producer of the movie, and not so much Nelson Mandela himself. So anyway, I said, "I'll tell you what, I'll do this on one condition," and this is not a published song by Eric Burdon at the time. And I said, "If you send me 2 copies, I'll make sure that Anant Singh gets a copy." And he said, "Well, why 2 copies?" I said, "Because I want to hide one away for myself." And I said, "I promise I won't. I'll play it for people, but I certainly won't copy it for any reason." And he was cool with that. And it was really neat. About a week later, here I get in the mail, I get one of those bubble pack envelopes, and there's 2 copies of the song Lionized, and they're handwritten labels by Eric Burdon. These were studio copies that weren't even the final edit yet. And actually, if you go online, I was just there the other day, and online you can actually hear the song. It's really one of the coolest songs I think he's ever done. It's called Lionized by Eric Burdon. Anyway, that went to Anant Singh, and I don't believe it ever got used, but I tried my best. And sorry about that, Eric, but you can only try your best on these things. Until next time, guys, there's more stories of the House of Rising Sun, and one of the biggest ones of all is myself at the Eric Burdon 60th birthday party, where they played the House of the Rising Sun for the very last time, the members of the band. And we actually hung around with Jimi Hendrix's younger brother that weekend.
Easy, Skippy.